something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My lost made me feel like I would never try again, but when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Before you, baby, I was numb, tryna pay by pouring up, speeding fast on the run, never wanna get caught up. Now you the one that I'm calling, swore that I never forget. Don't think I'm just talking, I think I might go all in. No exceptions, girl, I need ya. My loss made me feel like I would never try again, but when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again, but when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. Out of my mind, cause I can't get enough. Only one that I give my time, cause I got eyes for you. Might make an exception for you, cause I've been feeling you. Think I might be a friend of mine.
There's nothing like being in the zone. From finding the only pair of socks left without holes, to panting heavily after 5 minutes of working out in front of your judgy cat. That, my friends, is the zone. Spotify Premium lets you play all your favourite songs and playlists ad-free, so there's nothing to interrupt your flow. Tap the banner to try 3 months of premium right now for $9.99.
I got room in my fumes. Shit for my mind and with ideas. I'm the highest in the room. Hope I make it out of here. She see my eyes, she know I'm gone. I see some things that you might fear. I'm doing a show, I'll be back soon. That ain't what she wanna hear. Now I got her in my room, legs up around my bed. Got the fastest car in Zoom. I'm the highest in the room.
I've been watching you for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes. Burning cities and napalm skies. 15 flares inside those ocean eyes. Your ocean eyes, so fair. You really know how to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. I'm scared. I'm never falling from quite this hard. I'm falling into your ocean eyes. Those ocean eyes. I've been walking through a world gone blind. Can't stop thinking of your diamond mind. Careful creature made friends with time. You left her lonely with a diamond mind. And those ocean eyes, so fair. You really know how to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. I'm scared. I'm never falling from quite this hard. I'm falling into your ocean eyes. Those ocean eyes. I've been watching you for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes.
Black leather gloves, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's Alicia. Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide.
Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you thug passion. It's a thriller in the trap. Where we from?
Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you satisfaction.
And you know we're out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. Go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
I'ma show you how to get it. Go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. 2,000 shorties wanna tie the knot, yeah. 200 shooters on my brother's block, oh, yeah. Pedal left for rolls, I can love or not, maybe not. I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't stop, oh, yeah. Won't stop, oh, yeah, never stop. Got so many ups, I be mistaken on some other ops. Got so many people that I love out of trouble spots. Other than the family, I gotta see the
You or me, that's just how I think it's either you or me. This life got too deep for you, baby. 2 or 3 of us about to creep where they stay in. Black leather gloves, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's Alicia. Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lydden Hill for some Clio Cup action here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel. Sorry about the quick delay we had there, just some technical difficulties getting going. It looks like Bucks has gone way out wide there coming out the last turn. Hopefully you can get that together. Looks like he's all sorts of sideways there, but in the meantime we've got the only G leading us around at the moment. He's got a good gap at the front as well. 3.7 seconds is his lead to his closest challenger, who happens to be Kurt Hodgson, running in second place. He's got Grandad, so it looks like actually Swiss Tony moves up into third, ahead of Grandad Steed there. A little bit of an argy-bargy. Swiss Tony is up into third place. We've got Shy Dizzle running in fifth place at the moment, running in just ahead of Smithy actually, and that's no mean feat. Smithy is one of the main challengers in Motive Racing's Clio Cup this season, and any of you guys watching live on stream will know, if you watch us regularly, that Smithy and the Only G are both in contention for the Clio Cup Championship this season here at Motive Racing. Very, very close in that one. We go to Monza Short next Tuesday night to decide that one. But in the meantime, we're watching this battle here between the Only G and Kurt Hodgson. Kurt's closed right up onto the back of him here on this last lap. And it looks like these guys are absolutely bumper to bumper here. And Swiss Tony also in the background there. Must be Swiss Tony, surely. As we see here, Kurt Hodgson looks at the outside. He looks like he's taking a swipe at G. Incredible there. What was that all about? Don't know what Kurt was thinking there. He's well and truly swiped G out of the race there. So Swiss Tony now released into the lead here at Lydden Hill. And it looks like Kurt getting very, very wide there onto the grass. And runs into Shy Dizzle a little bit. Masses of contact there at the end of the race. And what is going on there? Somebody being sent to the moon by the looks of it. Absolute disaster there at the end of the race. We're flying to the moon by the looks of it. Incredible scenes there. Absolutely unbelievable. It looks like we're still flying off into the distance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, join us in a few minutes' time for the next race. We'll be right back.
And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know, yeah, this I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know you can't go without. She told me you'll never be alone. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. Oh, I love it. I can feel my face when I'm with you. I love it. Oh, I love it. It's on. And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we're both numb. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. All the misery was necessary when we're deep in love. Yes, I
raté. T'es pas calé, c'est ça le problème.
There's nothing like being in the zone. From finding the only pair of socks left without holes to panting heavily after 5 minutes of working out in front of your judgy cat. That, my friends, is the zone. Spotify Premium lets you play all your favourite songs and playlists ad-free. So there's nothing to interrupt your flow. Tap the banner to try 3 months of premium right now for $9.99.
Et frère, ça couteau, c'est quoi ça?
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need to baby, to on these lonely nights. I love you, baby, trust in me when I say I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need to baby, to on these lonely nights. I love you.
Ça va, mais... J'ai vu le petit oiseau là en train de déraper.
Ça se voit pas très bien là.
And I say fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, give
Saturday morning, jumped out of bed and I put on my best suit. Got in my car and raced like a jet all the way to you. Knocked on your door with heart in my hand to ask you a question, 'cause I know that you're an old-fashioned man. Yeah. Oh, can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Marry that girl. Marry you anyway. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Marry that girl. We'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude? I hate to do this, you leave no choice. I can't live without her. Love me or hate me, we will be boys. I'm standing at the altar. Oh, we'll run away to another galaxy. You know she's in love with me. She will go anywhere I go. Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Marry that girl. Marry you anyway. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Marry that girl. We'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude?
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, I'm hanging 40 proof.
you think you're fine, but I'm here to tell you we're being
You was perfect from the bottom to the top. I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and
tell them skinny bitches that.
no, I'm just playing. I know you think you're fine, but I'm here to tell you we're being you was perfect from the bottom to the top.
Yo, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She says boys like the lid on my booty to hold the night. You know I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass.
No trouble, I'm all about that bass.
No trouble, I'm all about that bass,
No trouble, I'm all about that bass. Because you know I'm all about that bass. No trouble, I'm all about that bass.
No matter how big or small your business is, making your own ad on Spotify Ad Studio is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Let us know what you want your ad to say and pick out your music. We'll voice and produce it at no extra cost. 2. Reach Spotify listeners based on their interests, demographics, music tastes, and more. 3. Set your budget, set your dates, and you're done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go lights out here for this Clear Coat Cup race at Sakita International. Welcome along, everybody, to the Motive Racing channel here on this Wednesday night for some fun lobby racing on Project Cars 2. We got Smithy lining up on pole with WRT alongside him on the front row. It should be an absolutely fantastic race between these boys. Can't wait to see it get underway. Got a lot of familiar faces on the track. We've got Grandad Steve lining up in before Swiss Tony, Katie Spalding, Kurt Hodgson, Falguest and the Only G also on the track. Here we go, we're lights out, and it's a great start there from Nick on the second row, trying to get in between Smithy and WRT, but he can't get it for the time being. WRT gets to jump on Smithy coming out the line there. We got, looks like Kurt Hodgson trying to force his way through the middle of the pack, getting onto the grass just a little bit, coming into turn one. Bit of argy-bargy coming into turn one, but it looks like Kurt's managed to find his way through there somehow. We've got 3 wide in the background. It looks like a little bit of a nudge there between Mick, and that looks like it might have been MCP there, or Swiss Tony trying to get through. Swiss Tony up into 4th place. Somebody's gone well off then to the grass. It looks like that might have been Kurt Hodgson having an absolute disastrous start to this race, and somebody's on their roof there. It looks like that might have been Mick or Kurt on the roof, or coming through turn 2 on the exit of turn 2 into turn 3. Disastrous start for those guys. WRT leads the way though, ahead of Nick in 2nd place. We got Swiss Tony back in 3rd position. Looks like he's got ahead of MCP. Somebody's gone way off onto the grass there. Looks like it might be, is that Bucks? Yeah, it is Bucks getting way sorts of out of shape there, coming through that corner. He's been passed on the inside there by, that's Katie Spalding there up into 8th position. But the Only G has made a fantastic start up into 6th place on this opening lap. Started at the back of the field, but it's been a very, very impressive opening lap here for G nevertheless. Our Clio Cup title contender here at Motive Racing. Guys, if you've been watching us, you'll know all about the Only G on the Tuesday series that we've got here, the Clio Cup. He is one of 3 drivers that go into the final round with an opportunity to win the championship. It's at Monza Short next week, Tuesday night, on the Motive Racing channel. Definitely be sure to tune into that one. Some of the cleanest, fastest Clio Cup drivers on the PlayStation 4 platform. In the meantime, though, we're watching WRT trying to fend off Nick, and he's doing a good job of it at the moment. 0.8 of a second the gap in the Clios. That is quite a sufficient margin to be safe from any danger. You got Swiss Tony not letting these guys out of his sight in 3rd place. Smithy, after a difficult first lap, does appear to be recovering a little bit, running in 4th position at the moment. He's got a good gap here to MCP, who's trying to fend off G. And is that somebody onto the grass over there? I'm not sure, no. We've got Blow in 7th place, trying to fend off the challenge from Katie Spalding. who looks like she is falling back into the clutches here of Kurt Hodgson. We've got Grandad Steve running in the final top 10 spot here. Bucks in 11th place, Bijo, Mick, and it looks like Falguest has retired from the race. Didn't catch what happened to Falguest there. Falguest, if you're watching the stream and you want to have an interview to see what happened, then feel free to jump into the commentators box on Discord. If you don't want to, then that's fair enough. But WRT currently leading the race by 1.2 seconds at the front as he comes over the line to complete lap 2. But Smithy is now all over the back of Nick in about B2. He looks to the inside. Can he get the move coming into turn 1? He's going to think about it, and he is going to go for the dive. A little bit of a lock up there, but Smithy is up into P2. Great stuff there. Next up will be up at WRT in his agenda to get up into the P1 spot here in this race. You've got Swiss Tony, who's obviously been passed by Nick in the last lap or so. He's still sticking to the back of him. He wants that position back as soon as he can. And you've got the only G running in 5th place at the moment. He's 3.6 seconds off the pace, 1.6 seconds off the next driver up the road. So he needs to get his foot down if he wants to win the race here. Somebody's gone off. That's Nick there getting off onto the grass. Didn't see what happened there. It's a difficult, tricky corner, downhill braking zone. And it looks like he's lost heaps of time here and lots and lots of positions. And you saw Kurt Hodgson there. What is going on with Kurt today? He's all over the gap. As we see here, MCP getting loose, and now Kurt using him as a brake, running him off onto the grass. Goodness me, Kurt. In the meantime, though, it looks like Smithy is right onto the back of WRT, and Swiss Tony's got back past Nick, obviously with Nick's mistake, but the only G is really hassling. Is really hassling Swiss Tony now. This is the battle for the final podium spot, 3rd and 4th at the moment. It looks like Smithy has pulled right onto the back here of Smithy. Smithy pulled right back onto Smithy. Smithy's pulled right onto the back here of WRT. So someone's going to clip that. I know someone's going to clip that. But regardless, he's all over the back here at WRT coming through this section of the track. And you can see here, bumper to bumper racing here. Very, very impressive from these two guys. Smithy is one of our contenders in the Clio Cup here at Motive Racing. Runs on Tuesday nights. You can watch it live on the channel. It'll be the finale next week at Monza Short, which is a fantastically close slipstreaming type of affair. So it'll be interesting to see how that one pans out. We've heard from a lot of the guys it's a bit of a lottery. We see the only G getting wide onto the grass in the background there, trying to hold on to the Swiss Tony, and it looks like he's lost a little bit of time there. He's dropped a second to him here in that little mishap, but he's still continuing on, making a few excursions tonight. Is G, as we see Kurt Hodgson's got back up into 6th place. It looks like Granad Steve is following him through there. Oh, as we see, that was MCP and Kurt Hodgson coming together a little bit there. Grandad Steve also involved in that. Unfortunate to see there. Katie Spalding has now closed right onto these guys while they battle it out. So this is now a 3-car battle here for 6th place as they come down the pit straight. We're going to skip to the battle for the lead though, because it looks like Smithy is right up the trumpet here, right up WRT coming into turn 1. He's going to look to the outside, but WRT is holding on to position on the inside, but he looks like he's going a little bit wide, running the curve on the inside, and Smithy's going to beautifully execute the undercut there, and WRT getting a little bit sideways, and a lot of smoke is emitting from those rear wheels there as he tried to get the car turned in. Couldn't do it. Smithy, after a turbulent first lap, has got the race lead here. Very, very impressive stuff here from Smithy in the opening lap of this, or in the opening stint of this race. Obviously, it's a 15-minute race altogether, and in the first 5 minutes, he's made some good hay so far. We see here Swiss Tony and the only G going side by side here, coming through the middle sector. For the time being, Swiss Tony's doing a good job of holding him off, but the only G is really pressuring him now in the Monster Energy livery. And I'm sure that Swiss Tony will be pretty intimidated seeing that famous livery of the only G right behind him. All the Clio Cup drivers here at Motive Racing will know that it's not a sight you want to see, that big fat green M in your mirrors as we come down the pit straight here. It looks like the only G's got a good run here, but might be a little bit too far back to go for a move. It depends on his top end speed, and there are a few setups that have been doing the rounds here at MR. Setups like Pachanga. I think I don't know if that's a GT5 setup actually. I don't actually race. They don't get to race much, as you guys probably have noticed, but it looks like he's all over the back of him still. That might actually be a Janetta setup, but he's still all over the back of him as he pulls to the right hand side here, and they're going to go side by side. Is Swiss Tony going to give him the room? It looks like G doesn't quite have the straight line. I've got to check that because he is still right there, but it looks like Swiss Tony in the end breaks it a bit later, but overshoots the corner, and that's going to allow G up into 3rd place. A little mistake there from Swiss Tony in his haste to defend, and overshot that downhill left that just a little bit too much. Put it into the wall, and that is as easy as you like there for the only G. Up into 3rd place, up into some clean air to try and chase down the leader. Smithy leads the race. WRT, having been passed by Smithy, is sticking to the back of him. It looks like Smithy has a slowdown penalty there coming out of the chicane onto the start-finish straight. He's almost got right out of it and let WRT go, coming over the line here to complete lap 6 of this race. We're over halfway, or just about halfway through this race here. Been an interesting one so far. But it is still WRT and Smithy fighting it out at the front for the win here tonight. And it's been some impressive driving from these guys, I must say. It's been a joy to watch so far. They're putting on a hell of a show in this one. But you can still see that Smithy's hassling the back of him as they come through this middle sector here. He's pulling to the right hand side here. Can he make a move here on WRT and try and force it up the inside? Doesn't look like he's close enough. WRT braking very, very late, getting a little bit onto the grass. But for the time being, still keeping him behind. These guys coming up on some traffic as well, so they've got to be aware of that up ahead of them. As they come out onto the pit straight, it looks like Smithy's once again, it's like WRT this time, getting way out of the throttle, allowing Smithy to get past. Now, let's hope that the back marker does observe the blue flags in behind him and gets out of the way, because that is imperative that these blue flags are adhered to. Obviously, this is a random online lobby, so you can't always guarantee that drivers will be clean when you come around to lap them. But the only G has actually got past WRT now. He's up into second place. Now the only G is in a position where he can now chase down Smithy. So while Smithy and WRT were battling it out on that previous lap, the only G's managed to catch up to them and split them. And Smithy's now very aware of this. He's getting very, very loose there, feeling the pressure from the only G. That Monster Energy livery looming large in his mirrors. Smithy almost getting sideways there, just about holding on to the car. And as we see, the only G is now... he must be in his head at this point. It's impossible that Monster Energy livery isn't completely and utterly terrifying Smithy now as he looks to the inside once again. Smithy closing the door for the time being, holding on grimly. But anything can happen here in this race as we come out of the last corner now and into the final third of this race. Smithy holding on just about, but G is looking very, very, very feisty here. Pulls to the left-hand side. Smithy's going to have to go defensive very, very early on. He's already alongside him. He's already almost ahead of him as they come over the line to complete lap 9. Onto lap 10 here. Sorry, onto lap 8 from. Onto lap 9 from 8 as we see here. Smithy's defending the inside line. G can't make it go round him for the time being. Still holding onto the position in the background. It's also Swiss Tony pulling back onto WRT. So Smithy leading a 4-car train at the moment. As we see G once again looking to the outside, but Smithy giving him the minimal amount of row possible in order to get alongside him. And it is still Smithy holding on to the lead. G wants it, but Smithy has it at the moment. And has the composure to keep him behind as well. He's not being phased, not being pressured into a mistake for the time being. You've got WRT and Swiss Tony just watching this unfold. Both of those guys behind it. As we see Smithy going a little bit wide, and that's going to allow G up into the lead. But Smithy's going to try and undercut him and pull alongside him once again. This is great racing between these boys. Smithy dives back up the inside, and G has no answer to it. But he's going to get a nice run here out of the chicane. So Smithy's going to have to be aware of this. G must have got a better exit as they come out onto the pit straight now, and is going to have the slipstream here. But Smithy's going to go defensive again very, very early on, just like he did the previous lap. G's not as close this time around as he was on the previous lap, but he's going to get more of the slipstream effect coming up towards the turn 1. So once he pulls out of that slipstream, we're going to see a big, big difference here as they come up towards turn 1. Smithy with the inside, G with the outside. It looks like we've got WRT trying to watch this battle behind him. These two just trying to distract each other, and in the background it's going to allow WRT and Swiss Tony to maybe fester on some mistakes if they can. But Smithy still holding on here ahead of G. Great racing. Such close battle between those two guys who are both contenders in Motive Racing's Clio Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this live on Facebook, then be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Next Tuesday will be the finale of the Clio Cup, and these boys both have a chance in that one. But it looks like Smithy almost getting a little bit sideways there, and a bit of lag in the background there from WRT, but it's still Smithy and G holding on to P1 and 2 at the moment. Fantastic racing between these guys so far. As you see here, it's Smithy is not phased at all. a lot of drivers in this situation would be getting a little bit nervous. We see there G getting wide onto the curb, Smithy giving him the least amount of room possible. As we come down the pit straight now, G pulls alongside him. He's going to try and use that side draft to his benefit here. It's Smithy on the left hand side, G on the right with our WRT trying to poke his nose in. Looks like WRT's actually got ahead of G with the bump draft there ahead with Smithy. So it looks like coming into turn 1 it's Smithy, WRT, G on the outside. Looks like he might be about to get past on the inside by Swiss Tony. Swiss Tony riding in P4, trying to move up into P3. It looks like he's very, very close there. But G and Swiss Tony in the background almost went side by side, but G managed to hold into position. And it is still Smithy leading the way just ahead of WRT in what is a fantastic race here at Sakito International Circuit here on Project Cars 2 on the PlayStation 4 platform. And there's a lap car there on the right hand side you saw getting way out of the way. That's Bijo there, it must be. But Smithy's still doing what he has to do. It looks like the only G and WRT side by side there in the background. It looks like WRT have got a slowdown penalty. He's allowed G and Swiss Tony past, and Swiss Tony looking to the outside of G. It looks like he's done it. Swiss Tony is up to P2. Incredible stuff here. G losing places here on the last couple of laps. So now it's Swithy, Swiss Tony, G and WRT, the front four at the moment in this battle for the lead. You see here Smithy trying to break away from this pack as they exit the last turn. Now it's Swiss Tony still holding on just ahead of G. Second, third and fourth in your shot there. You can see Swiss Tony, G and WRT. G can look to the outside here. He wants to chase down Smithy in these final couple of laps. He needs to get past Swiss Tony if he wants to do it. Side by side once again here. Up in towards turn 1, you can see that G breaks a little bit later, but Swiss Tony's going to have the preferred line on the inside, and he's going to hold on to the position for the time being, as you see G getting very, very wide there through turn 1, and that's going to allow WRT up the inside and into P3. So now it's Smithy, Swiss Tony, WRT, the only G, and WRT fancies his chances here for P2 ahead of Swiss Tony now. You can see him having a look left and right, trying to duck inside, but he can't get a move for the time being. There's another lap car there getting out of the way. Smithy, Swiss Tony, WRT and G. These four guys have been battling out for the lead. There's less than a second separating these four boys with the lap and a half left to go here. Phenomenal racing. Looks like Swiss Tony was a little bit late on the brakes there. Fancied his chances on Swithy, but in the end thought better of that one. It's still as you were for the time being. G, how's he found himself at the back of this four-car train after having the pace for most of this race? Goodness only knows. As we see now Smithy getting a slightly compromised exit out of the chicane, and that's going to allow Swiss Tony to put down the outside here. Can he hold his stick? Is Smithy going to give him the room? It looks like he does, and Swiss Tony is now into P1. Unbelievable scenes. In the background, it looks like G and WRT side by side as well, coming down the pit straight. G's going to get a nice run here. He's going to get the toe there from Swiss Tony, which could push him into second place here. These guys are going to work together. You can see Smithy and WRT on the outside. It looks like we've got Smithy, who's been passed on the inside there by Swiss Tony. Once again, these guys side by side, but Smithy's going to have the inside for the next corner, and it's up into P1 once again. G looks like he's got third ahead of WRT, and he's now going to start into the slipstream here of Swiss Tony. Looks to the outside, pulls to the right outside. He's going to have the outside line for this tricky downhill left-hander, or is he going to try and feint and try and swoop to the left-hand side? It doesn't look like he's close enough. Smithy has the lead of the race with half a lap to go. And it looks like Smithy surely is going to have the race victory here. Surely at this point he's got this race in the bag. As we come into the final few corners of the lap now. Who is going to take this one? It looks like Smithy has pretty much done enough here, but who's going to get second place here? This is the battle for second. Swiss Tony, G and WRT as they exit the last turn now. Smithy takes the win here at Sakito International in the Clio Cup. Brilliant driving from him. Swiss Tony, G and WRT. Who's going to take it? It looks like it's going to be WRT with the penalties for Swiss Tony and the only G. So WRT taking second ahead of Swiss Tony. Fantastic job. So the podium is Smithy, WRT, Swiss Tony. The only G somehow didn't finish on the podium after that race. Goodness only knows how that transpired. Kurt Hodgson in the end after a tricky start to the race, finishing in 5th position. Although having said that, with the penalties, it does look like Katie Spaulding will inherit that position. MCP 6th, Nick in 7th. Looks like Kurt. No, Kurt's run out of fuel. So it wasn't a penalty. He's run out of fuel on the final lap with inches to go, and Grandad Steve very, very kindly giving him a push to try and get him to the line. He's got 40 seconds to do so. So it looks like both of these boys are going to finish the race. That's good to see. We've got Blow coming around in 10th position. Bucks in 11th. We've got Mick, looks like he's just retired from the race there. Bijo well done to Bijo for sticking with us tonight and keeping it out there. Great to have him on track. And very, very respectful with those blue flags. That's what we want to see. And always drivers like you are welcome, Bijo. Exactly the type of people we want to attract here at Motive Racing. But that was the race, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to get involved here at Motive Racing, all you need to do is go to Motive Racing League on Facebook. So if you're watching this on Facebook, check that out. We'll be back very, very shortly for the next one. And peace.
I'm slowly sinking, bubbles in my eyes now. Maybe I'm just dreaming. Now I'm in the sad club, just trying to get a back rub. I'm a sad girl in this big world. It's a mad world. All of my friends know what's happened. You're a bad thing. I know I fucked up. I'm just a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Guess I'm a quitter while you're out there drinking. I'm just here thinking about where I should've been. I've been lonely. Super lonely.
This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh yeah.
need your loving, loving, I need it now. When I'm without you, I'm something weak. You got me begging, begging, I'm on my knees, yeah. I don't wanna be needing your love, I just wanna be deep in your love. And it's killing me when you're away. Ooh, baby, 'cause I really don't care where you are, I just wanna be there where you are. And I gotta get one little taste. You should love me, yes please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I'm right here, 'cause I need little love and little sympathy. Yeah, you show me good loving, make it all right. Need a little sweetness in my life. You should love me, yes please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I want that red velvet, I want that sugar sweet. Don't let nobody touch it unless that somebody's me. I gotta be a man, there ain't no other way. 'Cause girl, you're harder than a Southern California bay. I don't wanna play the games, I don't gotta be afraid. Give me all that shy shit, no makeup on, and that's your should love me, yes please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I'm right here, 'cause I need little love and little sympathy. Yeah, you show me good loving, make it all right. Need a little sweetness in my life. You should love me, yes please. Won't you come and put it down on me? You should love me, yes please. Won't you come and put it down on me? Yeah, you show me good loving, make it all right. Need a little sweetness in my life.
Call me what you wanna, I'll be what you wanna. I've been here 1,000 times. Hey, falling for another, I don't even bother. I could do it all my life. So tell me if you wanna, 'cause I got this feeling. I wanna hear you say it, 'cause I can't believe it. With every touch of you, it's like I started dreaming. Guess heaven's not that far away. And I'll be singing la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. I'm just right here dancing around to the rhythm that you play when you're breaking my heart. You know that I can't get you out of the system. Yeah, right from the start. I'll be singing la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me. You can do whatever, I'll be here forever, spinning round inside this room. Hey, won't you come on over? I'm a sucker for you, wishing we'll be out here soon. So tell me if you wanna, 'cause I got this feeling. I wanna hear you say it, 'cause I can't believe it. With every touch of you, it's like I started dreaming. Guess heaven's not that far away. And I'll be singing la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. I'm just right here dancing around to the rhythm that you play when you're breaking my heart. You know that I can't get you out of the system. Yeah, right from the start, you play with my heart. And I'll be singing la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me la 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 la. You're breaking me.
Look at you, listening to Spotify while you do whatever it is you're doing. That's exactly why it makes sense to promote your business here. Yeah, your business. Whether you have 2 employees or 2,000, your voice can reach as broad or as narrow of an audience as you need, and connect with them where visual media can't. Try it today at adstudio.spotify.com or tap the banner to learn more.
Come home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway here at Monza Short for this Clio Cup race here on the Motive Racing channel. It should be an absolutely great one. We've got the only G leading off the line ahead of Katie Spalding coming into turn 1. G, bit of a surprise seeing him on pole position, obviously with the random grid. He's already got some really good pace around here, so it gives him a great advantage here. Looks like Swiss Tony's up into second place here ahead of Katie. We've got Falguest riding in fourth, Ice2, Kurt Hodgson and Smithy there in the background as well. Looks like we've got Blow in 8th place, WRT, Bill in 10th position, Nick, Bree, Grandad Stee and Bro at the back of the field. As they come down the straight now up towards Parabolica, G leads the way. You got Swiss Tony though in the slipstream. Swiss Tony is a very, very tricky customer around this track as he exits Parabolica now. So we've got side by side there. Falguest looking to the inside there of Katie Spalding. Katie leads him in the room and looks like Fal is up into 3rd place here coming out of onto the pit straight. And we've got Kurt Hodgson in the background there leading a 3-car train with Smithy and Ice Dude hot on his heels as well as we come over the line to complete the first lap. We've got Ice Dude there, Blow in 8th place, Nick running in 9th, just ahead of Bree. Then we've got Bra, Bill, WRT running in 13th place. Disappointing first up there for him. Likewise, Grandad Steve would have expected him to be much further up at the end of the first lap. Looks like Falgus still trying to fend off Katie Spalding. They two very, very close here on the track at the moment. Looks like Kurt Hodgson's also trying to get involved in this action as well. As somebody goes off onto the grass there. I don't know if that was Ice Dude there getting almost onto the grass. It might have been Smithy actually. As they come down up towards Parabolica side by side there in the foreground with Falguest and Swiss Tony. Looks like Fal is going to dip his nose up the inside and get into second place. But these two have already found themselves a second off of the race leader, the only G. That is not the sort of thing you want to allow to happen at the start of a race, of any race, but let alone a Monza Short with the only G. He's got such good pace and it's so hard to keep up once you lose that slipstream effect. As they come down the pit straight, is Swiss Tony going to go for a move here on Fal? They're 3 wide coming towards turn 1. Katie Spalding looks to the inside. In the end, she very, very wisely backs out on that one. It's Swiss Tony and Falgus coming into turn 1. Looks like Falgus is going to try and undercut him. Then once again, side by side, it looks like Katie trying to get involved as well. Gives Falgus a little bit of a nudge there as we see somebody's gone into the wall. Is that a back marker? It is. Bill is a lap down there, is keeping out of the way. Well done to him, but he's put it in the wall there. Very unfortunate as we see the only G has opened up a 2-second lead here at the front of the pack. So that is phenomenal pace here from G so far in this race. Very, very impressive indeed. Got to take your hat off to him at this point. He's really is putting on a hell of a show as he comes over the line to complete lap 3 of this race. Swiss Tony in second place. Scott Falgast seems to be bump drafting him. These two know they need to work together if they want to catch up to the leader. Let's hope that Smithy is listening to those comments as well as we see Swiss Tony. That's not how you catch up, I'm afraid. Sorry, not Swiss Tony. It was actually, yeah, it was Swiss Tony there. Almost going into the barriers at turn 1. Kurt there. Is that Kurt? Yeah, it is Kurt. All over the place there, trying this battle here with Ice Dude, and we see there Bill lap down on the back straight. Let's hope that that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Take down the gamer tag, ladies and gentlemen. Take it down. The name is Bill Virtual. So if anybody's seen Bill Virtual anywhere on the sim racing world, just make sure you block him. Don't let him in your rooms, because that is the type of thing that he does. That is absolutely disgusting, driving there. Let's hope that he decides that that's enough, because he's clearly wasting his time playing a game like this. But in the meantime, we've got Swiss Tony here leading the way ahead of Falgest, and these four guys are battling over the same piece of tarmac. Smithy looks like he's dipped his nose into second place now, got up ahead of these guys, and he's right on the back now of Swiss Tony as they come out onto the back straight here. This is 4, 5, 6 cars here battling over the lead in this race. Absolutely fantastic racing. In the background, you can also see Free, Blow, and Katie Spalding here battling over 7th, 8th, and 9th. But this is the battle for the lead. Smithy, Swiss Tony, Ice Dude, Falgest, Kurt Hodgson, and the Only G, all within a chance, realistically, of winning this race. Let's hope that the back market doesn't interfere once again with the proceedings as we come out onto the pit straight now. Let's hope we can see a nice, clean race from all of these guys. We've got we're just under halfway through this race here. It's a 10-minute sprint to the line as we see Smithy going defensive going into turn 1. It's hard to do that every lap of the race. As we see there, Falgest goes into the wall, gets pushed a little bit by Swiss Tony. Was contact there on the way in, and looks like he's taken G with him. G, unfortunately, after having the lead in the early part of this race and seemingly with this race under his control, we see, looks like Bill's got involved again. Oh, this guy needs to just uninstall the game. And if he's got a disc copy, then he needs to sell it, because that is embarrassing. As we see here, we've got Swiss Tony still leading the way, just ahead of Ice Dude as they come into Parabolica now. They got Swiss Tony hot on his heels, and it looks like Kurt Hodgson, Falgest, and the Only G have all fallen off these guys due to that absolute nutcase of a back marker there. Out onto the pit straight, we've got Smithy still holding the inside line. Ice Dude trying to get involved in it as he pulls out to the left-hand side. We're side by side here down the pit straight. Who's going to have it into turn 1? It looks like Smithy is going to go late on the brakes, and he has the move and the position on the inside. Swiss Tony backs out of that one, and in third place in the end. It looks like he's happy to just sit behind him for the time being. Obviously, we've got 4 or 5 laps left to go in this race. We can see a couple of people there in the foreground. Who's that? Is that Katie Spalding and Nick battling? I think it might be. Or is it Grandad Stee? I think it might be Grandad Stee. But anyway, this is the battle for the lead. We've got Smithy still leading the way ahead of Ice Dude. What's happened there? Smithy's spun out. Smithy's spun off into the wall. I don't know what quite happened there. But Smithy, in the end, getting pushed out. I think that may have been... That's Bill Virtual again. And this man, Bill Virtual, ladies and gentlemen, if you find him anywhere on the sim racing world, Project Cars 2, Gran Turismo, Assetto Corsa, wherever, please make sure that you block him. Save yourselves from the hassle. I will include his PlayStation name in the stream. But please, ladies and gentlemen, protect yourselves at all times in these lobbies. We all play this for the fun of it at the end of the day, and as soon as some complete and utter idiot like that starts taking the fun out of it, it ruins it for everyone. So please, ladies and gentlemen, his name pop up anywhere, just make sure that you, as we're currently watching the battle for the lead once again, Swiss Tony, and you can see there again, Bill Virtual needs to leave. So Ice Dude now released into some clear air. You've got Falgest and the Only G battling here over second and third place. The Only G has the inside, but Falgest is going to try and undercut him here. You see some great racing in this race, aside from falls like this causing carnage. You would think it's been a bad run, but it hasn't. It's one person ruining it for absolutely everyone. And aside from that, it's been a great run of racing. Let's hope that these guys figure something out, and maybe we have it'd be nice if Ice Dude were to slow down for the final couple of laps and make more of a race of it. But for the time being, yeah, it looks like he is actually. But we've got the Only G and Falgest both closing in on him now. So the top 3 all within a chance of winning this race. 2 seconds separates them. A little bit of a gap to Free and Swiss Tony in 4th and 5th. You've got Kurt Hodgson and Smithy below in 8th place at the moment. Then you've got Nick. There's Katie in 10th. You've got WRT in 11th position and Stee as... yes, taking a swipe at Bill there. Bill Virtual there. Absolute nutcase on this game. Hopefully he doesn't get Project Cars through. He needs to go somewhere else with his with this behaviour. Anyway, as we come down the back straight now, lap car there gets well out of the way. That's Grandad Steve there, adhering to the blue flags very, very nicely as we come into Parabolica, and it looks like G has got the inside. G and Falgues both passing Ice Dude there on that back straight up into first and second. Ice Dude's going to start into the slipstream and try and fight back here. We're about to start the final lap. We've got a lap and a bit left to go as these guys exit the Parabolica onto the pit straight, and Falgues has now got a nice run here on G. He's going to go side by side with him down this pit straight. Who is going to cross over the line first? Doesn't matter this lap, it's the next one that they want to be crossing the line first, but Falgues looked like he was just in front as they came over the start finish line, so that could be a role rehearsal for the next lap. As we see, the only G leading into turn one had a better braking point, had the inside line as well, but Falgues just waiting there, just patiently watching and waiting as they come out onto the back straight now. 5-6 tenths of a second is the gap. Falgues needs to find something here in a final part of this race. He looks like he might be a little bit too far back to go for a move into Parabolica, but he's going to try and get a nice run here and get the best possible launch off the corner. As you see there, Bill Virtual getting out of the way. That is quite a sight. I was very unexpected there. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who is it going to be? G or Falgues? Falgues in the slipstream. He's bumper to bumper with him. He's going to pull to the outside. G has the inside. G on the left. Falgues on the right. Who's going to take this one? It's going to be a drag to the line. I think Falgues has got slightly better speed here. And Falgues is going to take the victory. Fantastic battle between those guys. G second place. Ice Dude completes the podium. We got 3 and 4th with Swiss Tony. Then Kurt Hodgson. Nick is going to come round in 7th position with Katie Spalding right behind him as we've cut. These two come side by side here coming into Parabolica. Katie's going to go for a move up the inside and try and go late on the brakes. Can she hold it? It looks like we got Nick is going to get a better run out of the last corner simply due to having the outside line as they come out of Parabolica now onto the pit straight. I'm surely Nick is going to have the straight line speed advantage here. It looks like he is, and it is going to be Nick who is going to take here 7th place here, just ahead of Katie Spalding. Good racing from those two. In fact, they are promoted a position with Kurt Hodgson once again picking up a penalty. Smithy in 9th. Grandad Stee is going to complete the top 10. And Bill Virtual needs to get out of this room. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you for the next race. We'll be back in a bit. Peace.
Just wanna have girls, they wanna have fun. Girls wanna have girls, they wanna have fun. Girls wanna
Bill Virtual.
the rest of the world. I wanna be the one to walk in the sun. Oh, girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have. That's all they really want. Some fun. When the working day is done. Oh, girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have. Girls, they wanna have fun. Girls wanna have. Girls, they wanna have fun. Girls wanna reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You
change my mind. I don't want no one to squeeze me. Yeah, that might take away my life. I don't want no one to squeeze me. They might take away my life. My life. I just want someone to hold me. Hold and rock me through the night. Through the night. Can you want me to stay here? 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 Oh, and I'll turn right back around. Oh, and I'll turn right back around. Back around. Oh, and I'll turn right back around.
Did you think you were the only one who could save song. So turn it up, let it play on and on and on and on. For all the times they screwed us over, let it play on and on and on. Just another break. Just another break.
Down by the river, I was drawn by your grace into depths of oblivion, into the lover's place. I was stuck in a puddle full of tears and unwise dark doings. Now I know that we've paid unlike many I know. Hey, when we walked on, I felt like we can throw away the falseness of our past. And I know, too, it's been the hardest days for you. Let's throw them out the window, that's what those lovers do. Down by the river, I was drawn by your grace into depths of oblivion, into the lover's place. I was stuck in a puddle full of tears and unwise dark doings. Now I know that we've paid unlike many I know. Hey, when we walked on, I felt like we can throw away the falseness of our past. And I know, too, it's been the hardest days for you. Let's throw them out the window, that's what those lovers do. Down by the river, I was drawn by your grace into depths of oblivion, into the lover's place. I was stuck in a puddle full of tears and unwise dark doings. Now I know that we've paid unlike many I know. Hey, when we walked on, I felt like we can throw away the falseness of our past. And I know, too, it's been the hardest days for you. Let's throw them out the window, that's what those lovers do. Down by the river, I was drawn by your grace into depths of oblivion, into the lover's place. I was stuck in a puddle full of tears and unwise dark doings. Now I know that we've paid unlike many I know. Down by the river.
It's a universal truth that more is better. Having more snacks is better, more videos of cute puppies and little outfits is always better. And getting more time with the music you love is, yep, undeniably better. With Spotify Premium, play your new favourite song on repeat or skip to any track. Way better. Tap the banner now to get 3 months of premium for $4.99.
Did you know that Spotify makes a playlist every week just for you? Every Monday, you get a fresh playlist of 30 songs based on others that you love. It's called Discover Weekly, and you can play it right now. But remember, the playlist changes every week. So when you hear something that pricks up your ears, hit the heart button to easily find it again. Tap the banner to start discovering.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd. And I need you, and I miss you. And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think so? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you. If I could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. It's always times like these when I think of you, and I wonder if you ever think of me. 'Cause everything's so wrong and I don't belong, living in your precious memory. 'Cause I'll need you, and I'll miss you. And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? Oh, 'cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you. If I could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. If I could just hold you tonight.
I run a high because I want a little freedom, but I can't get just what I want. No, I can't beat 'em. What did I do? I even dare. She's here and there and everywhere. I'm in the depths about despair. I can't succeed. I'll never be the same again. The things I've seen here, it's absolutely evident. I'm not asleep.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're about to go lights out here in the Clios. That's Spa Frankenstein. We got the only G at the front. Katie Spalding alongside him with Granite Sears Swiss. It looks like we're underway, and a good start there from the third row. I think my foul guess was that. Look at getting an absolutely fantastic getaway already on the back of Kurt Hodgson as we come in towards La Source. It looks like Katie's got a good start on the outside, but Let's G take the corner on the right hand side, and looks like Katie getting a little bit pushed out there by Kurt Hodgson, muscling his way through as we came through turn one. Kurt Hodgson up into second place. It looks like we've got Smithy up into fourth. We've got Branson in fifth position at the moment. Ice Dude sixth. We've got I think is that Tall Guy in seventh place. We've got Frank in eighth, Swiss Tony, Falguest and Grenadier D at the back of the field coming through Eau Rouge, and it looks like we've got Kurt Hodgson in the slipstream here of the only G's to come up through Radion now. It looks like these guys are very, very close together on the track as they head up the Kemmel Straight. You can see here that the only G is using the middle of the track here, just trying to maybe put Kurt off the idea of going up the inside, but he does it anyway as we come into Lacombe. Kirk's going to look to the inside and makes the move. Bit of a look up there from G as he tried to get the car stopped. It looks like Smithy is up into third place ahead of Katie Spalding as well. And we've got Falguest there who's made a great start up into fifth place. Looks like Falguest and Kurt Hodgson swapping liveries for this one. Oh no, hold on, maybe not. In the meantime though, Kurt Hodgson with the lead, but it looks like we got Smithy. Is that looking up the inside there, trying to poke his nose in, but for the time being, it looks like Kurt's held on to the position, but Smithy is really pushing him, and it looks like he's to get at the inside for the next corner. Smith is up into the lead of the race. Great move there from Smithy, getting his elbows out and forcing the position, really. Very impressive stuff there. Oh, as we see a little bit of a slide there from those guys. Oh my no, and Kurt and the only G taking each other out, coming through. Put on there, and it looks like they both ended up in the wall. Kurt definitely ended up in the wall. No, it was G that ended up in the wall, sorry. And the foreground there, you can see that is Falguest and Kurt almost coming together as well. Unbelievable drama here on the opening lap. As Kurt and Falguest both going into the gravel there on the right hand side, all over the place here. Terrible start from these guys, but it's left Katie Spalding out in the lead of the race by 1.4 seconds over Smithy, so she's had an absolute perfect break in this. Some could say a lucky break, but regardless, she's got the lead by 2.7 seconds. Looks like Smithy's had a bit of a mare coming out of Stavilo, and it looks like he's now dropped places to Falguest and Kurt Hodgson. They're both up into P2 and 3 into Blanchimont. Let's see if Kurt can get the slipstream coming out of this corner and head up towards the bus stop in the best possible position. Looks like he's going to pull to the left hand side. Foul on the right, Kurt on the left. Who's going to be later on the brakes? It looks like Foul on the outside, braking slightly later, trying to hold his line. Kurt giving him the space, and it looks like Foul has held onto the position, but all of them run wide out the bus stop, and Kurt completed the move off the track there. That has got to surely be a slowdown penalty from the race director. He overtook Foul with all four wheels off of the track, so that is a stonewall penalty on Project Cars 2 if I've ever seen one. Hopefully the stewards intervene with that one, but it looks like Foul in the end does actually get the position back off of Kurt, so justice was done, it appears anyway. So we see Smithy that running in fourth place at the moment. G in fifth after his collision with Kurt early on in the race. He definitely came off worse in that collision between those two. Driving his customary Monster Energy livery car, we got Swiss Tony running in sixth place. Ice Dude in seventh. Grandad Steve has had a tricky evening so far. It's not really gone to plan for him. He's running in eighth at the moment as he comes through Radium. It looks like next up we got got to find out who Tal is. Talon Man running in eighth place. Brandon is in 10th, so that's Brandon, who's a member of most of our party chats, but I think he recently got Project Cars too. Hasn't really played it much, I don't believe, but in the meantime we're watching Katie Spalding out front leading the way, but she's got Kurt Hodgson very, very close behind her at the moment. It looks like she is trying to fend him off in every way that she can, but at the moment Kurt's taking bollards with him as he tries to find a way past. Katie gets very, very sideways there, and that Kurt's going to get a nice run. As we see in the background, we've got Falguest and Smithy going side by side as well, heading towards Bouon. Who's going to back out of this one? You got Falguest on the outside. Smithy is going to try and hold the inside line, but it looks like he's maybe just not able to do so. He's no, he has done it actually. I think, yeah, he has got the position. It's so confusing seeing these guys changing their liveries as Katie breaks a little bit early for that corner. It looks like Kurt and Smithy both busted their way through, but Smithy came off worse from that one. Kurt in the end holding on to the lead, and Katie's now got Smithy looking down her inside. Is he going to go for the move? It looks like he does. Smithy's up into second place. Foul follows him through likewise as well, and Katie and all of that loses 4 places there. The only G also moving up a position. So Kurt Hodgson, Smithy, Falguest, the only G, and Katie Spalding, the top 5 here at Spa-Francorchamps in the Clio. It's been an absolutely fantastic opening few laps. It's been elbows out, but pretty clean, I would say, on the most part. As we are still watching the battle for the lead here rage on. But it's been an interesting race so far from all of these drivers, and we see there, it looks like Smithy's braking, trying to get on the brakes there coming into the bus stop. Lots of locking up going on there, and looks like we've got a collision there. Oh, that's Kurt and Smithy coming together on the exit of the bus stop. That's not what you want to see at all there. It looks like they got it going again, but they're all over the place. But in the meantime, we've got the only G leading the way ahead of Falguest, and Katie Spalding, to her credit, has stuck to the task really well so far in this race, has not given up, it's been there or thereabouts since the green flag fell at the start of this race. And very, very well done. Hats off. As I say, it's been impressive driving so far. Haroon Malik says in the comments section, hold on, Clio's on a Wednesday. Yeah, Malik, this is actually just a one-off open lobby, but we decided to broadcast. Oh my goodness me! What's happened here? We see Falguest and the ODG coming together there on the Kemmel Straight. What's going on with those two guys? I don't understand how they came together on that part of the track. But in the meantime, we're watching Katie Spalding once again with the lead of the race. Looks like the only G and Kurt Hodgson falling back off of her. So these guys are now going to have to regroup and go again. Incredible stuff seeing G and Falguest coming together on that part of the track. Really did confuse me a little bit. So, leading the race, Katie Spalding has got a 0.3 of a second gap here to the only G, who's pressuring her massively now. We've got a lap and a half left to go here at Spa. We see Smithy flashing his lights in the background there. I'm not sure who that's a message to, but he's trying to maybe get in somebody's head or something. I don't really know what's going on there with that particular stunt. But in the background there, you also got Swiss Tony and Grenade Stee looking very, very close on the track. Who's going to come out better in this one? Grenade Stee's all over the back of Swiss Tony now. In the background, they've also got Falguest, who's trying to recover from his collision with G earlier this lap and try and get himself back in the mix here. You can see there's a lot of cars running in a very short space on the track. It looks like Katie's had a spin. What's happened? Katie's lost a car coming through Blanchimont and has lost a lot of places. She's now down to 6th place. She was leading the race just a moment ago, so that's allowed Kurt Hodgson to take the lead of the race. And now he's only got a 2 or 3 gap here to the only G as we head towards the bus stop chicane. G flashing his lights there, doing Kurt's old party trick in his mirrors. Kurt getting a taste of his own medicine here as they come through the bus stop. Kurt getting 2 wheels over the sausage curb there on the exit of the bus stop, and now G's going to put alongside him as they go side by side here down the pit straight. G's going to have the inside for the source if he can keep up this straight line speed as they come over the line to complete lap 3 and on to lap 4 of this race. This is the final lap of the race here for this random online lobby here in the Clio Cup at Spa-Francorchamps on Project Cars 2 on the PlayStation 4 platform. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube, be sure to log on to Project Cars 2 on the PlayStation 4. Come and join us and check out the action for yourselves. Become a part of the action on the track. And if you like what you see, join us on Discord on at the Motive Racing League Discord. We've got leagues on Project Cars 2 throughout the week and coming up very, very soon on Assetto Corsa as well. So plenty of action for you guys to get involved with if you indeed have Project Cars 2 on the PlayStation 4. As we see here, we've got Swiss Tony and Grenade Stee looking very, very close here on the battle up towards Lacombe. But the battle for the lead, the only G somehow finds himself in the lead of the race after the very, very turbulent race that he has had. He's got Kurt Hodgson for company. He's not going to let him get away. And we've got somebody into the wall there. Is that Grenade Stee? It is Grenade Stee. He's getting all sorts of out of shape, and he looks like he's lost a lot of time there in the process. That is incredibly unfortunate there. Or was it? No, it was Falguest. Must have been Falguest, surely. But in the meantime, the only G's pulled out a second of a gap here at the front as they come head towards Pawn. Now in the background, you can also see Swiss Tony and Grenade Stee still battling it out here for 4th place. Who is going to get this one? Is Grenade Stee going to think to try and trick Swiss Tony into defending the position? Swiss Tony goes a bit wide, but so does Stee. Both of these guys, their tyres are starting to go off here. And now you can see that Grenade Stee is going to get a nice run here. He's going to pull to the outside as they come up towards campus. It looks like Swiss Tony's going to have the inside line and hold on to the position for the time being. In towards Stavolo now. What's happening with the leaders? G's got a nice 1 second gap here at the front. Looks like he should have it, barring any major catastrophes in the last part of this lap. This is the battle for 4th and 5th. Swiss Tony and Grenade Stee. It's been a fantastic battle all race between these two, and it looks like for the time being Swiss Tony's still doing just about enough here to hold on to the position. It's been so close between these guys here as we come under the Spa-Francorchamps Bridge and up towards the final sector of the lap now. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it between these guys? Surely Swiss Tony's going to hold him off now. He's held him behind for so long in this race, and it would be absolutely heartbreaking if Steve were to get by him now. Steve pulls to the right-hand side, ducks to the outside, feints to the outside, and then goes for the inside, but it looks like he's going to be too far back to go for a move. The only G exits the final turn, and he's going to take the victory here at Spa in the Clios. Fantastic job from him. It looks like Smithy is going to come around for second ahead of Kurt Hodgson. Swiss Tony's going to hold on ahead of Grandad Steve for fourth place. Steve finishes in fifth. Crazy Spalding, a good performance from her, led a lot of the race, but unfortunately didn't have enough to get the win up. But she does get promoted to fourth with the penalties for those up ahead of her. So good performance there. We've got the only G in 8th position, and it looks like we've got Talon Man in 9th place. So great performance from everybody out on track tonight. There was a lot of argy-bargy, and by the penalties, Swiss Tony and Grandad Steve's battle there that you saw in 4th and 5th was ultimately for the win, because the top 3 all had penalties. So that is incredible there. So Swiss Tony, by virtue of the countback, takes the win here at Spa. Very unexpected there, but great racing nonetheless from all the drivers out on the track. Guys, we will be back very, very shortly in about 10 minutes or so for the next race. We'll see you guys in a bit.
I'm not good at letting down my guard, but I really want it. Before you you, I was running in the dark. When you said this was goodbye, that's when I realized I can't live without you. Only thing that I can do, I want you and only you. I got nothing left to lose. Oh, so I'll keep waiting for you. It's the only thing that I can do to keep my composure. Oh, I need you closer. I want you and only you. I want you and only you. Only thing that I can do, I want you and only you. I got nothing left to lose. Oh, so I'll keep waiting for you. It's the only thing that I can do to keep my composure. I need you closer. I want you and only you. I want you and only you. But to be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but I really want it. Before you, I was running in the dark. When you said this was goodbye, that's when I realized I can't live without you. I can't live without you. I can't live without you. I want you and only you. Only thing that I can do, I want you and only you. I got nothing left to lose. Oh, so I'll keep waiting for you. It's the only thing that I can do to keep my composure. I need you closer. I want you and only you. I want you and only you.
counting days since my love up and got lost on me. And every breath that I've been taking since you left feels like a waste on me. I've been holding on to hope that you'll come back when you can find some peace. Cause every word that I've heard spoken since you left feels like a hollow street. I've been told to get you off my mind, but I hope I never lose the bruises that you left behind. Oh my Lord, I need you by my side. There must be something in the water, cause every day it's getting colder. And if only I could hold you, you'd keep my head from going under. Maybe I'm just being blinded by the brighter side of what we are because you're sober. Well, there must be something in the tide. I've been told to get you off my mind, but I hope I never lose the bruises that you left behind. Oh my Lord, I need you by my side. There must be something in the water, cause every day it's getting colder. And if only I could hold you, you'd keep my head from going under. Your love I'm lost in, your love I'm lost in, your love I'm lost in. I'm tired of being so exhausted. Your love I'm lost in, your love I'm lost in, your love I'm lost in. Even though I'm nothing to you now, even though I'm nothing to you now, there must be something in the water, cause every day it's getting colder. And if only I could hold you, you'd keep my head from going under. There must be something in the water, cause every day it's getting colder. And if only I could hold you, you'd keep my head from going under.
Did you know that Spotify is available on Google Home? Now you can ask your favorite little speaker to turn itself into a big old dance party just by using your voice. It's like having a personal DJ on call. Ask Google to play your favorite playlist, give some love to your new favorite song, and turn up the volume of your favorite podcast. Tap the banner to get started with Google Home. Did you know that Spotify makes a playlist every week just for you? Every Monday, you get a fresh playlist of 30 songs based on others that you love. It's called Discover Weekly, and you can play it right now. But remember, the playlist changes every week. So when you hear something that pricks up your ears, hit the heart button to easily find it again. Tap the banner to start discovering.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. Without the step we take, keep to the place, rolling so casually. We're dancing.
I am truly sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have not been. My audio was switched off for this race. I'm very, very sorry about that. We've got Swiss Tony leading the way by 5.5 seconds. That was a really good commentary as well. I'm gutted. But anyway, Swiss Tony's absolutely dominated this race so far. He's from start to the current point, 5.7 seconds is his gap at the front. Rusty Robbie is now trying to fend off Katie Spalding in the battle for 4th and 5th. We saw Smithy retire from the race. I believe that his game froze during the race, which is incredibly unfortunate to see. But we're currently seeing G in the foreground there, and Rusty Robbie running in the background here. Looks like he is actually pulling that gap a little bit to Katie Spalding at this point in the race, which is good to see. We've got a minute and a half left on the clock. I think Swiss Tony is almost coming round to he will be starting the last lap of the race in a few moments' time. He's got 5 seconds to Ice Dude, and he should have this race win in the bag at this point, you would imagine. But anything can happen in these final laps. If he runs out of fuel or hits the wall, has a spin or something absolutely out of this world happens, he may end up not winning this race. But the battles down the field seem to have calmed down a bit. The closest pairing looks like it's Rusty Robbie and Katie Spalding, but these two are second apart at this stage in the race. So it looks like it's going to be Swiss Tony taking home the plaudits at the end of this one, as it stands in this race. And it's just been very, very good, solid driving here from Swiss Tony, it must be said. If indeed he does bring it home to take the W here at Zolder in the touring cars. Looks like Ivan Gomez and this J looking pretty close on the track. This J is going to get a chance here because Ivan Gomez went a little bit wide there coming through turn 1. Is he going to go for a move or chance a late lunge? He's not going to need to, because Ivan Gomez goes very, very wide there onto the gravel, and that's going to give this J the position. He doesn't need to fight for it by the looks of it. Ivan Gomez, unfortunately, not getting that right at all. We've got Swiss Tony here, the race leader, coming into the last half a lap here, driving in the Only G's livery. I'm sure this will be little consolation to G, running in third place. Still a good, solid podium spot for the Only G as we come now into the final corner here at Zolder. It's been an absolutely faultless drive here from Swiss Tony as he exits the last turn to take the win here in the touring cars tonight in the McGann. Great job here from Swiss Tony. Ice Dude is going to come round in second place. We've got the Only G completing the podium. Rusty Robbie's going to come around in 4th position. Looks like we've got Katie Spalding in the background there, completing the top 5. Then we've got C57 Offshore over the line in 6th. Kurt Hodgson. This J looks like he's going to come home ahead of Ivan Gomez for 8th. It looks like Ivan Gomez has got another off there in the background. Let's go see if we can get on board with him. Here he is. Very unfortunate there. Had a difficult final lap here, did Ivan Gomez. He's going to come around in 9th position here by the looks of it. And Grandad Steve has had an absolutely torrid evening so far. Hopefully he'll be looking to get it sorted out for the next race. He's going to come round in our final top 10 spot. But massive congratulations to our race winner here, Swiss Tony. What a masterclass of a performance from him. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 10 minutes or so for the next race. Stay tuned here on Motive Racing TV for the next one. And guys, if you like what you see, then be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And make sure you join our Discord server so you can get involved in the on-track action throughout the week. We'll see you guys very, very shortly for the next one. Peace.
I just want you close, where you can
can stay forever. You can be sure that it will only get better. You and me together through the days and nights. I don't worry 'cause everything's gonna be alright. People keep talking, they can say what they like, but all I know is everything's gonna be alright. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I'm feeling. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I feel for you. Can get in the way of what I feel for you. When the rain is pouring down and my heart is hurting, you will always be around. This I know for certain. You and me together through the days and nights. I don't worry 'cause everything's gonna be alright. People keep talking, they can say what they like, but all I know is everything's gonna be alright. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I'm feeling. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I feel for you. You can get in the way of what I'm feeling. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I feel for you. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I wanna spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. We can if we try, just the two of us. We can if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. We can if we try.
spread the word. We're gonna have a celebration all across the world, in every nation. It's time for the good times. Forget about the bad times. Oh yeah, one day we'll come together to release the pressure. We need a holiday. If we took a holiday, took some time to celebrate, just one day out of life. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. It would be so nice. Holiday, you can turn this world around and bring back all of those happy days. Put your troubles down. It's time to celebrate. Let love shine, and we will find a way to come together and make things better. We need a holiday. If we took a holiday, took some time to celebrate, just one day out of life. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. It would be so nice. Holiday, sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems the going is just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now and then it feels like life is just too much. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Before it's gone, you are in my daily need. Oh, when friends are gone, I know my Savior's love is real. You are my all that's real. Time after time, I think, oh Lord, what's the use? Time after time, I think it's just no good. Sooner or later in life, the things you love, you lose. But you've got the love I need to see me through. You've got the love, you've got the love, and you've got the love. You've got the love, you've got the love, you've got the love, and you've got the love. Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air, 'cause I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But
start in my dream again. Fighting for my life, I couldn't breathe again. I'm falling in too deep. Without you I can't see. 'Cause my heart belongs to you. I risk it all for you. I want you next to me. This time I'll never leave. I want to share, baby. Protection you want me. Your body next to me. It's just a memory. I'm falling too My darkest hours, girl, I felt so alone inside of this crowded room. Different girls on the floor, distracting my thoughts to you. I turn into the man I used to be. Baby, where are you now when I need you most? I give it all just to hold you close. Sorry that I broke your heart. Let it calm down. I was running away from facing reality, wasting all of my time and living my fantasies, spending money to compensate. 'Cause I want you, baby. I've been living in heaven when I'm inside of you. It was simply a resurrection inside you. I never let you down again. This night is cold in the kingdom. I can feel you fade away. From the kitchen to the bathroom sinking. Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me, don't burn me out. Leave me here to waste out. Susan man with an embrace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, wait. Could you find a way to let me down so late? A little sip of me, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then let me so lonely. If you leave, then maybe let me go somewhere. Let me down, 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 let me down. If you wanna go, then let me so lonely. If you leave, then maybe let me go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Motive Racing channel. We're here at Spudo. This is going to be a pretty interesting affair, I must say. We're in a TKDA car, and it's very, very icy and treacherous surface out there tonight. I don't envy any of these drivers one bit. I'm very happy to be sat here in the commentary box for this one. We're about to get Go Racing in here for this one. Let us know in the comments who you reckon is going to cope the best with these tricky conditions here, as we are about to go lights out for this one. It looks like a massive jump start there from Ollie Hart. Incredible stuff. I don't know how he hasn't got a penalty for that, but we're on the way. Ollie Hart takes the lead, sees the 7 in second place. There's already a couple of guys going off in the background. Massive amounts of collision there. Smithy and Nathan Ross going through turns on 10 P3 and 4. Looks like the only team that's 3-3. Incredible stuff there. We got Brandon in 4th place at the moment. Falgas is in 6th. Then we've got Grandad Steve going very, very wide in turn 1 as well. Peanut and Jose Artel in 8th place. These guys all drifting around the S section here at Brno. Unbelievable start to this race. In the meantime, we've got AFC only on the inside there. This is not a representation of motor racing. This is not what we're usually like here. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh my god, you can fly past the camera and it looks like they must have ended up in the barriers. I cannot imagine any other destination for them. The velocity at which, whoever that was, flew past the camera and then to the left hand side. Sure, that was a fatality. In the meantime, we're watching the only G here, leading the race and being the king of the snowdrift tonight. Looks like he's really got that thing working actually. Better than anybody else out there on the track. Look at that. You really got that thing going. Oli Moore into 2nd place here. No, Valgate into 2nd place. You've got Nathan Russell behind him. Smithy looks like he's lost his place too. And somebody's off into the barriers now. Is that Ollie? It is Ollie. He's gone way off the track and lost a lot of time in the process with that one. I think the track limits are turned off for this race. Oh no, look at that. Look at that. That is filthy there with that Brandon there making a dive up the inside of Ollie and taking him out. Peanut Benefit moves up into 7th place here. Absolute carnage here. What's going on? Oh my days. ALTEL losing the car coming into that corner. That was the recipe for disaster there for ALTEL. None of these guys handling these tricky conditions at all in a way that you would hope they would. Been absolute carnage here on the opening lap at Brno in the snow. Ravi just reminded me there that the music is still on. Thank you, Ravi. No, sorry, it's not Ravi, it's actually Nathan Rutter. Thank you, Nathan. But we're watching here the battle for the lead. Oh shit, oh god, I just left by accident. That's embarrassing. Oh jeez. Oh no. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I accidentally left the room. I accidentally clicked exit. I'm really sorry about that. I will try and get back in there as soon as possible. In the meantime, please enjoy the music that we have on offer, and I am very, very sorry about that. I will not let that happen ever again.
I want my kisses back from you. I want my kisses back. I want my kisses back from you. I want my kisses back. I want my kisses back from you.
It's a universal truth that more is better. Having more snacks is better, more videos of cute puppies and little outfits is always better. And getting more time with the music you love is, yep, undeniably better. With Spotify Premium, play your new favourite song on repeat, or skip to any track. Way better. Tap the banner now to get 3 months of premium for $4.99.
Wanted you to see the best part of me. Never knew that I could fall so quickly. Now it's over and I can't stop thinking, will we ever be the same? I got over all the shit that you said. I admit that it all went to my head. Got a little crazy there at the end.
soul was all I had, then you threw it all away. Now here you are, asking me for my forgiveness, telling me that you'll change. It's funny 'cause you look the same. We go round and round. We go round and round. Twisted upside down. We go round and round. 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 Twisted upside down. We go round and round. We go round and round. Walk yourself that way. You can't keep running back to me, my friend. I tell you once again, we can't pretend you didn't throw it all away. Now here you are, asking me for my forgiveness, telling me that you'll change. It's funny 'cause you look the same. We go round and round. We go round and round. Twisted upside down. We go round and round. 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 Twisted upside down. We go round and round. 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 Twisted upside down. We go round and round. We go round and round.
My head was underwater, I was sinking farther. Never thought that I'd be in so deep. Till my feet hit the bottom, heard a voice calling. That's when things took a turn for me. I can finally breathe. You rescued me. You pulled me out from the depths in the dark of the sea that I created all around me. I can finally catch my breath. Thought that I had nothing left, holding on to what we had. I'm breathing better than ever now. Better than ever now. Better than ever now. Better than ever now. You put the beat in my chest so I can catch my breath. Now I can catch my breath. Now I can catch my breath. Now I can catch my. Now I can catch my. I'm better now than ever. Now that we're together, you are my greatest treasure. With you I see forever. I can finally breathe. You rescued me. You pulled me out from the depths in the dark of the sea that I created all around me. Your love, your love, your love makes me believe. Your love, your love, your love is all I need. Because the minute that you stepped into my life, it all started going right. You put the beat in my chest so I can catch my breath. I can finally catch my breath. Thought that I had nothing left, holding on to what we had. I'm breathing better than ever now. Better than ever now.
come build us, build us. I'm not trying to be your part-time lover. Sign me up for the full-time, I'm yours. Ah. So what a man gotta do, what a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta say, what a man gotta pray to be your last good night and your first good day. So what a man gotta do, what a man gotta do to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta do, what a man gotta prove to be totally locked up by you? What a man gotta do.
My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Before you, baby, I was numb, trying to pay by pouring up, speeding fast on the run, never wanna get caught up. Now you the one that I'm calling, swore that I never forget. Don't think I'm just talking, I think I might go all in. No exceptions, girl, I need ya. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. Out of my mind, cause I can't get enough. Only one that I give my time, cause I got eyes for you. Might make an exception for you, cause I've been feeling you.
Yep, we've all been there. The exciting work meeting at 8 in the morning. The can't this thing go any faster moment in front of the microwave. Don't you wish you could just hit the skip button? With Premium, you can skip straight to the good stuff. Play, skip, repeat. Anytime you feel like it. Tap the banner now to get Premium. Just $9.99 for 3 whole months.
I go in my fumes. Shit for my mind and with ideas. I'm the highest in the room. Hope I make it out of here. She see my eyes, she know I'm gone. I see some things that you might feel. I'm doing a show, I'll be back soon. That ain't what she wanna hear. I can see it. Turn it up till they can hear. Running around for the thrill. That ain't what she wanna hear. Now I got her in my room. Legs wrapped around my bed. Got the fastest car in Zoom. I'm realized in the room.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go lights out here at Le Mans for this Clio Cup race. Some crazy drivers out there decided that they wanted to do this for this race tonight. So here we go. We're about to go lights out here. We've got ALTEL lining up at the front with Hag alongside him, the only G and I go behind those guys. Nathan Rutter and Ollie, Falguest, Grandad D. It looks like my dad Peanut has also joined us for this one as well. We've got Ree in 11th, C57, Jav, Smithy, and Uska at the back end. Looks like we're underway, and ALTEL gets a so-so start. Hag drives immediately alongside him. The only G gets a perfect start. Can he get the room down the inside? We go 4 wide here off the start, and it looks like we've got Ollie getting a fantastic start on the right-hand side there. Ollie Moore up into the lead as we head towards the first turn. It looks like we've got Nathan Russell tucking in behind these guys. I go Falguest, Grandad Steve, my Peanut has been pushed out there by C57 as we come into the first turn. Who's going to come through first? It looks like Ollie, after that phenomenal start, leads the pack. We got a couple of spinners in the middle of the pack. Who is that? It looks like that might have been, was that Smithy there getting caught up in that? It wasn't Smithy. It might have been Igo. It was Igo we saw in the mid-pack getting spun around there. Jab as well getting caught up, as we see Olimar being hassled by Oni G coming through the first couple of S's, and we see Airtel in the background there. Might have Peanuts made an unbelievable start up into fourth place off the line. He's got Nathan Rutter looking to his inside. Nathan Rutter looking to make hay in the early stages of this race. You've got Grandad Stee here also getting a good first few quarters. Smithy and Falguest sat just behind this pack. Falguest looks like he's a little bit off this pack at the moment. But you saw there Olimar going from fourth to first off the line. What a jump he got, and he's leading the pack to show for it. He's got the only G in the slipstream there in the background. You can also see Maida Peanut, Grandad Stee, Nathan Rutter, and Falguest all very, very close on the track. Who's going to come out best in this? You can see Grandad Stee's got the straight line speed, but Maida Peanut's got a great run, and also Nathan Rutter in the slipstream there. What's Nathan Rutter going to do coming down the straight? He's going to look to the inside of Grandad Stee coming towards the first of two chicanes down this long back straight here at Circuit de la Sarthe. The trees very unfortunately placed. We see the leaders coming together there. What's happened there? Almost Olimar and Airtel catching each other there, but you see Ollie getting a good exit out of that second chicane, and now as the leader of the race, the only G looks like he may have had a slowdown penalty, but we're back with those guys. We see Maida Peanut here trying to defend from Falguest, and Nathan Rutter's dropped a bit off of these guys in that little a little bit of contact coming through the first chicane there. But Olimar with the lead of the race after that had an amazing start. He got off the line unbelievably well. He went from fourth to first, as I said. He came from absolutely nowhere. It looked like G got an incredible start going down the middle. We see Ollie almost getting a bit loose there, coming through the second chicane, and now G's going to have a great run out on the outside. And G's got the position here. Very nice driving there from G to anticipate that and avoid crashing into Ollie, who was on two wheels for a second there. But Ollie's still very intent on getting that position back. You can see still sat in the slipstream and hoping to come back at him here down this straight. Airtel there in the background with Falguest. Looks like those two trading positions here coming down the straight. You've got Maida Peanut right behind these guys as well as they head up towards the end of the straight, and now they're going to go hard on the brakes here. And you've got Nathan Rutter trying to get involved in this action as well. Oh no! It looks like Maida Peanut's lost the car on the entry to that corner, that right-hander at the end of the straight. He's got sideways and into the barrier on the inside of the corner. In the meantime, while we're watching that, Olimar's got the lead back off of the only G, and the battler at the front. These boys separated by barely anything, 0.3 of a second on the track under the Rolex bridge. You can see Falguest and Nathan Rutter in the background there. Airtel also looking feisty. And Smithy goes down the inside of Airtel. Can he make it stick up the inside? It looks like he's going to. Yes, Smithy is up into 5th place there. Good stuff there from him. We've got Grandad Stee who's dropped off of these guys down in 7th place at the moment. Jab in 8th. Igo, Hag, Usk and Ree in 12th position. And Steve 57 looks like, oh no. Looks like it looks like there's a big collision there between those guys. That is Hag there getting all sorts of out of shape and losing lots of time. But in the battle for the lead, it's the only G, Ollie, Falguest, Nathan Rutter, separated by 1 second here. Smithy also closing in on these guys as we speak, and we see G getting a little bit out of shape there as we come onto the Porsche bridge now. It's very, very close between these guys. 1.2 seconds separating the top 5 here. It's going to be a one-lap shootout, I think. But it might not be, actually. We might get around in time to do a second lap here. It's going to be pretty close, I would tell you that. I reckon it might end up being a 2-lap race here, you know. But here we go into this next one. We see Olimar diving up the inside and making it stick by the looks of it. The only G is now coming under pressure now from Nathan Rutter. You can see him really hassling him, trying to make it too wide, but he can't do so. These guys behind the only G are really getting held up now by him, and they'll all be wanting to get by as soon as they possibly can. But G's doing a good job here of keeping his pack behind him. It can't be overstated how much of a good job he is doing just by not faltering under pressure here and keeping this pack of 4 angry Clios at bay. You can see the Olimar in the foreground there. He's got the lead of the race, managed to make that move up the inside of G and make it stick as we're coming round here to complete the opening lap here at Circuit de la Sarthe, otherwise known as Le Mans. It's actually quite a quick lap by the look of it. It's 5 minutes in these Clios. That is pretty quick, per se. We might be on for a 3-lap race here. Imagine that. As we see 3 wide here coming up towards the turn 1. Who's going to back out of this one? Somebody's got to, surely. Looks like G getting well out of it. Nathan Rutter has the lead coming into turn 1. Looks like Ollie Mar's going to look for it though. Side by side there, Ollie almost pushing him out, trying to hang around the outside. Ollie gets pushed out almost onto the gravel, just about hitting it out the gravel. We see there Ollie is trying to fight Falguest here. Falguest is trying to avoid him on the right hand side. Falguest has the inside. You can see Smithy almost having a look in. G gets pushed out once again. ARTL just watching this all unfold in front of him. He knows that he can be patient because these guys will come together at some point. We see somebody going off to the gravel. That looks like it might be Ollie Mar. Ollie Mar getting all sorts of out of shape onto the grass and losing a couple of positions there. He's still hanging in there though. And still should have the slipstream, but that was very unfortunate there. ALTL picking up a couple of positions. We were saying just now that ALTL, all he needs to do is sit there and wait effectively for what's going to go on ahead, because there will be collisions and there will be argy-bargy and people tripping over each other. As we see in the background, we've got 3 cars battling over third place here. It's Falguest, the only G, and ALTL battling over the same piece of tarmac. It looks like ALTL is in Falguest's slipstream and looks like he's pushing him along, so these guys are definitely in fear of losing those 2 guys at the front, Nathan and Smithy, and they're working together to try and ensure that they don't drop the pace. Oh no, Falguest and ARTL run into each other. ARTL misses his braking point coming into the first chicane and pushes Falguest onto the gravel. Incredibly unfortunate from those 2 guys. They're dropping a lot of time, but Nathan Rutter is leading the race, still bombed from Smithy just behind him. 0.2 of a second separating these guys, with the only G and Ollie in hot pursuit at the moment. So unfortunate for Falguest and their only G there though, to end up taking each other out going into that first chicane. It was just a case of ARTL trying to push Falguest along to try and bump draft and keep themselves in the race. And unfortunately for ARTL and for Falguest, he just missed his braking point. As we see another collision there coming between those guys, it looks like that was Smithy there going into Nathan or Ollie Mar. I think it was Smithy going into Ollie Mar. Oh, so unfortunate there for those guys, crashing into each other coming into the second chicane. And that's allowed the only G to pull up onto the back of Ollie, and now it's 3 cars at the front: Nathan Rutter, Ollie Mar, and the only G. And Smithy's dropped off a bit. Ollie, where's Ollie? Ollie's up front, sorry, but Smithy's dropped back down 2.3 seconds behind the leaders. Falguest 5.8 seconds off the lead, and ARTL down in 6th place at the moment. In the meantime, though, it's Ollie leading the way. You can see the only G looking to the outside. Can he get it stopped in time? No, he can't. That's going to allow Nathan Rutter to get a good run, but it doesn't look like he was able to capitalise on it for the time being. Ollie's still maintaining the lead here in this race. 2 minutes left to go here in this session. It's going to be touch and go as to whether or not we see a 3rd lap here at Le Mans. It's going to be pretty close indeed. I don't know if any of these guys expected this or even fueled their cars up enough to make it that far. I imagine, without playing devil's advocate here, that there will be a couple of guys maybe trying to slow these guys down. Maybe one of these guys will try and, I don't know, cause a collision or something to make sure they don't start a 3rd lap, because I imagine that a lot of these guys would not have been putting enough fuel in. Again, that just goes to show what a crafty-minded little so I am. But regardless, it looks like it's still Ollie showing the way. We're coming into the final sector now. 1 minute 20 on the clock. Are we going to have a 3rd lap here? As we see the only G still defending from Nathan Rutter, and Smithy in the background looks like he's too far back to catch up to these guys. Falguest unfortunately got caught up in a couple of incidents. Likewise did ALTL. So it's going to be these 3 boys battling it out. Ollie's pulled out a little bit of a gap here in this part of the track. 0.7 of a second here as they come up to literally the final minute of the session. Are we going to have a 3rd lap? It's going to be really, really close on the timing board, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether or not we're going to get there. It's going to be so close. Ollie Mar doing just about enough to keep onto the lead here. We're just coming out onto that little straightaway bit, so it's going to be extremely close here. But we see here the only G trying to have a look on Ollie, trying to distract him or force him into a mistake, but Ollie not having any of it at the moment, holding on, doing what he has to do and keeping it onto the position. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the final section of the track now, and it looks like we're going to have a 3rd lap here. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a 3rd lap because they're coming into the braking zone now, into the second to last corner. Oh my goodness, it's going to be very close. Ollie getting all sorts of sideways onto the gravel, and it looks like he's going to cut the chicane, and we are going to have a 3rd lap here at Le Mans. So this is unprecedented scenes here. We are onto a 3rd lap, which means that Nathan Russ is now going to have a look on the only G, and it looks like these boys are all stopping. So I believe that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the race. That was 2 laps completed. I think we did actually just about finish the race in time. Did we? I'm not sure. Or are these boys slowing down so we can have a racing lap? I'm not quite sure. We see a little bit of a silliness going on there. Are we indeed going to have a final racing lap here? I'm not quite sure. It looks like we are. So they were just doing a safety car, a quick safety car to get the rest of the pack up with them so they can have a proper race on the final lap, which is good to see here. So we are back underway here. We've got green flag conditions for the final lap here at Circuit de la Sarthe, and we've got the only G leading the race. Nathan Rutter coming under pressure now from Ollie Marr, and Ollie cuts the corner on the inside there. He might get a slowdown penalty for that one. If you see him cut the grass there also. We've got Falguest there in the background trying to defend from Smithy in a battle for 4th and 5th here. Very, very close between these guys. We've got ALTEL running in 6th at the moment. And Grandad Steve right on the back of him. Obviously, all these guys backed up, so we're 3 seconds covering the top 7 here as we approach the final lap. And it's the only G trying to defend from Nathan Rutter, but Nathan's flashing his lights there in the slipstream, trying to distract him, trying to get into his head in any way that he can. He's going to need to, because G is one of the fastest Clio Cup drivers on the PlayStation 4 platform, holds the world record around several tracks here for the front-wheel drive category on Project Cars 2, as we see Ollie go round the outside of both of them down the straight up towards the first chicane. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Looks like Ollie's got the move in the middle of the track, but he cuts the chicane a little bit on the inside, gets a little bit sideways all over the place. G's going to inherit the position once again. It looks like Falguest is going to try and get involved in this action as well. We've got Nathan Rutter just about holding on the inside here of Ollie in the battle for P2, but Falguest is definitely going to be wanting a piece of this action here in 4th place. He's going to want to take the win here in this one. We've got half a lap left to go here at Circuit de la Sarthe. Who is going to take the victory? Is it going to be the only G, Nathan Rutter, Ollie Marr or Falguest? Or is it going to be Smithy, who seems to be closing on these boys at a rate of knots here? 4 wide in the background for P2. This is very, very close here as they head towards the second chicane now. Who's going to back out of this one? Surely one of these guys is going to back out. Oh no, there's a big collision there between Ollie and Nathan is sent absolutely flying into the sky. Ollie in the end completely gets away with it and continues on his merry way in the lead of the race. It looks like he's dropped a couple of positions there to Falguest and the only G. Falguest now, where's he come from? Suddenly with the lead of the race here in this one as they head down toward the end of this back straight, and it looks like these guys very, very close here now. There's 2 wide here at the front between Falguest and the only G. It looks like Smith's to make it 3 wide here coming into this corner. It's a tricky one, downhill braking zone. They're going to have to be very, very careful on the brakes. As we see there, Ollie losing the car in the background. He's going to have to be wary of the oncoming traffic. Oh no, be careful! And Ollie just backs straight up into Jav there. And Jav will not be happy with that at all. I mean, he did have a bit of time to react. Jav could have done more to avoid him, but Ollie there was being very, very careful in rejoining the track. But in the meantime, we're watching the battle for the lead between Fal and the only G. These guys separated by 0.4 of a second here as they're coming towards the end of the final lap here at Le Mans. It's been an incredible race here in these Clios. A bit of a mismatch in terms of cars and track, but nevertheless, it's been good fun to watch and commentate on. And I'm sure that these guys have fully enjoyed the race out on the track, but it's all comes down to this now between Fal and the only G. Who is going to take home the bacon here as they come out the exit and up under the Porsche bridge here? You see in the foreground there, Smithy and Grandad C looks like he's dropped way off these guys now. Smithy, the only one who's anywhere near these boys at the moment, but I think it's going to be Falguest and the only G to fight out the finish of this race. But Falguest has not really been there for a lot of this race, but managed to be in the right place at the right time. And it's been a very mature, very sensible drive here from Falguest. Can he bring it home and take the plaudits here in the Clio Cup at Le Mans? Very, very close now between these boys. See here that Falguest goes a little bit onto the grass. G tries to undercut it, but also goes onto the grass in trying to avoid Fal there. Fal all over the place here coming into this final sector now. G's going to get a lovely run. He's going to pull alongside him here. Surely G is going to have the position here. It looks like they're still side by side. Fal not willing to give it up though, and looks like he's going to get a nice run here coming towards the final 2 chicanes now. Fal with the lead. Is G going to go for a lunge up the inside? Falguest looks like he's late on the brake, holding on, closing the door on G. G nowhere to go. Looks like Fal is going to take the victory here as we come into the final corner now, and Smithy's going to grab second off of G as well. Good stuff there from him, but Falguest is going to take the win here at Le Mans in the Clio Cup. Phenomenal job from him. Smithy second in the end, just gets ahead of G. G completes the podium. Grandersty fourth ahead of ALTEL. Then we got C57 Offshore coming round in sixth position. Jav is going to come around. Oh no, it looks like Ollie's cut the chicane, and that is absolutely filthy. This driving there from Ollie Marr to take the chicane flat out and take the position off of Jav there. Us comes down in ninth. Nathan Rutter, so unfortunate there with the collision with Ollie on the last lap, finishes 10th. We got Ree in 11th, and Hag will finish in 12th position once he comes round. What a race there, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Falguest there on taking a well-deserved win. We are going to be back shortly for the next race. I'm absolutely certain of that. But well done to Fal, Smithy, and the Energy. Falguest actually leaves the lobby there as we were congratulating him. Don't know if he meant to do that, but anyway, Falguest the winner, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very, very shortly for the next race. Stay tuned, stay around, and we'll be back, I'm absolutely certain, for another one very, very soon.
Walking through a world gone blind, can't stop thinking of your diamond mind. Careful creature made friends with time. You left her lonely with a diamond mind, and those ocean eyes so fair. You really know how to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. I'm scared. I'm never falling from quite this hard. I'm falling into your ocean eyes. Those ocean eyes. I've been watching you for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes.
Black leather gloves, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's Alicia. Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide.
Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you thug passion. It's a thriller in the trap. Where we from?
Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you satisfaction.
And you know we're out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide. 2,000 shorties wanna tie the knot, yeah. 200 shooters on my brother's block, oh, yeah. Pedal left for rooms like I love or not, maybe not. I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't stop, oh, yeah. Won't stop, oh, yeah, never stop. Got so many apps, I be mistaken, also other ops. Got so many people that I love out of trouble spots. Other than the family, I gotta see the
You or me, that's just how I think it's either you or me. This life got too deep for you, baby. 2 or 3 of us about to creep where they staying. Black leather gloves, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's Alicia. Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. You say I'm saying either way, we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. You say I'm saying either way, we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. You say I'm saying either way, we better slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. You say I'm saying either way, we better slide. Can't let this one slide.
Girl, close your eyes, let that rhythm get into you. Don't try to fight it, there ain't nothing that you can do. Relax your mind, lay back and groove with mine. You gotta feel that heat, and we can ride the boogie. Share that beat. I wanna rock with you all night, dance till into day. I wanna rock with you all night. We're gonna rock the night away. Out on the floor, there ain't nobody there but us. Girl, when you dance, there's a magic that must be love. Just take it slow, 'cause we got so far to go. When you feel that heat, then we can ride the boogie. Share that beat of love. I wanna rock with you all night, dance till into day. I wanna rock with you all night. We're gonna rock the night away.
And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know, yeah, this I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know you can't go without. She told me you'll never be alone. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. Oh, I love it. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. Oh, I love
Welcome back, everybody. We are here for a race around from Brannock Bray in some Road A cars here on Project Cars 2. This is one of the strangest races of the evening so far, aside from the drifting around Brno in the snow. That was a little bit odd, but anyway, we're about to get going here for this race. It should be a cracker by the looks of it. We've got Nathan Rutter starting at the front. Let's have a look down the field and see the few names. New names we've got Schumacher in second, great name there. Brandon qualifying up high in third. You've got Ayatel in fourth. Then we've got Hawks Bear, the only G, C57 offshore. Smithy is faster. Rusty Robbie and Smoky Devil at the back of the field. We're almost about to get going here for this race around the streets of Brannock Bray, or rather the countryside should I say, of Brannock Bray more like. But anyway, our tour of Loch Ness starts here as we're about to go racing here. We're 5 seconds away from the start, and then we will be going lights out for this one. So let's turn the intro music off and let's go racing. Here we go, 3 lights and green light, we are underway. Good start there from Nathan Rutter for pole position, got away perfectly. Schumacher slightly less, not good, it's not as good as we see somebody getting off a little bit into the air, and we see somebody go flying there. It looks like that was, might have been the only G there getting caught up, or it might have been Smithy actually, somebody there getting all sorts of out of shape there, but we're all through the first few turns. It looks like we've got Ayatel in third. He's moved up a bit. Hawks Bear looks like he's had a bit of a moment, and he's collected the only G there. Very unfortunate to see Smithy, Smoky Devil trying to avoid those guys. Oh, massive amounts of contact here at Brannock Bray. That's not what we would have wanted at all for the start of this race. Oh my goodness me, lots of guys coming together there. Smithy, Schumacher, Smoky Devil, Hawks Bear, Brandon all coming together, as well as Rusty Robbie getting caught up in that. In fact, the only 3 guys not to get caught up, Nathan Rutter, ALTEL, and the only G running P1, 2 and 3. The only G is going to want to close that gap to those guys at the front, because there is a little bit of a gulf between them at the moment. But it is Nathan Rutter leading the way at the front. Very, very close though between himself and ALTEL at the moment. Nothing at all separating the boys on the track as they drive through the countryside by the lake here on the right hand side. You can see there to the, well, you can't see it at the moment actually, but it is there anyway. These guys separated by 0.6 of a second, and ALTEL's got into the wall. Oh my goodness, what's happened there? He's got way out of shape and just about manages to avoid the G there as he came round, whizzing by at much different speeds there, but G managing to keep out of harm's way, and ALTEL unfortunately getting caught up there in an incident by himself. Wasn't even really anyone else involved in that. Nathan Rutter was up ahead of him, as we see Rusty Robbie coming around all by himself in fourth. We got Smoky Devil in fifth. Hawks Bear is running in sixth place at the moment, just up the road here from Schumacher. And then we got Smithy and Brandon. Oh, Smithy gives them all a big old clout there as he came round. But at the moment, it is Nathan Rutter here leading the way at the front of the field. He's got a 4-second gap at the moment over the only G. And then we've got ALTEL running in third place, dropped back a lot after. Oh, he's lost it again. The ALTEL, we've got a yellow flag here. Hopefully, there, Rusty Robbie sees him. Good driving, good awareness there from Rusty Robbie. ALTEL tries to turn around and get the car pointing in the right direction again, but it's taking a little while here. And all the time, Smoky Devil's going to be closing that gap on him as well. But in the meantime, we're watching Nathan Rutter here with the race lead. He's got 2.2 seconds at the front over the NEG, but the NEG is closing that gap on him as we speak. He is definitely taking massive chunks out of Nathan's advantage. And Nathan's gone into the wall and collects G slightly, but G just about manages to avoid a major collision there, and he does take the lead of the race. Nathan Rutter all over the place there. You can see the smoke. You can see the tyres squealing as he tried to get the car turned in the right direction, but he couldn't do it. Nathan Rutter loses for about 5 seconds there to G, and Rusty Robbie's closing on him now as well, so he's going to be aware of that as Nathan Rutter. What's going on further back? We can see Smithy and Schumacher pretty close on the road. Looks like Schumacher's closing that gap on him at the moment. Just under a second separates these guys as they come round to complete the first lap. These guys are so far behind the leaders. They're only just finishing the first lap. Now as we see Smithy go into the wall, Schumacher does the same, and Schumacher gets caught up in that incident. Incredibly unfortunate here. You'll be glad to know that Brannock Bray is not one of the tracks that we race with here in our motive racing actual leagues. This is just a mess about tonight, guys. This isn't one of us, I do assure you. But our leagues do run on Monday evenings, Tuesday nights, Fridays and Saturdays. So if you were interested in getting involved, lots of action to get involved in. GTEs on Monday, Clio Cup on Tuesday. Then on Friday we've got the GT5 Janetta. On Saturday we've got the Super Saturday, which is double header, the GT3s and the LMP2s on that one. So lots of action to get yourself as excited for here at Motive Racing. If you want to join our Discord, then be sure to do so. The link is in the description on the right hand side of this video. You'll be able to see it in the comment section on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, be sure to head over to our YouTube channel. It's Motive Racing, and you can get yourselves involved. Click the comment on the right hand side, which is put there by me, and you can join our Discord server, completely free to join. Lots and lots of action, live commentary on all of our races. Definitely well worth getting involved with here. So much to get excited about as we see the only G leading the race, but he's had a bit of a mare there, and it looks like Nathan Rutter's going to pick up the position ahead of him. Is he? Yes, he is. Nathan's up into P1 here. Still, these guys barely anything at all separating them. G was going to want to come back at him, I'm absolutely sure of that. But does he have the pace to? He's in the slipstream here as they come over the line, up to the line to complete lap 2 of this race. So the first 2 laps have been 5 minutes in this race. Thinking about that. Oh no, G's binned it. G's lost the car. Oh my goodness, he's used to completely utterly lost the back end, and he's lost lots of time to Nathan in that regard. As we see, as just mentioning, that the times that the guys are doing would suggest that we're either doing a 4 or 5 lap race. It's going to be very, very close on a timing board between whether it's 4 or 5 laps. Obviously, it depends on what Nathan Rutter decides to do. If he does have a clear advantage coming to the E-line on the last lap, he might decide to slow it down. You never know what's going to happen here. Obviously, the only G's last lap was a 2:28, so it's going to be incredibly close. I tell you that, it's not going to be easy for Nathan Rutter to hold him off either, as G has definitely got a pace advantage, but he hasn't got the consistency. And when you go wheel to wheel around this track here at Bannock Brae, it can be incredibly challenging. As we see him hit the wall once again, coming under the aqueduct, but he does keep it together for the time being. Rusty, Robbie and Airtel separated by 2 seconds on the track. It looks like we've had a retirement from the race as well. It must have been Smithy there deciding to call it a day. Not enjoying the streets of Bannock Brae for whatever reason tonight. It's just not working out for him. Maybe the car setup isn't feeling right this evening. As we see the energy coming through the chicane, taking so much speed through there. Those guys that stand on the inside of that chicane, honestly, have got the biggest bollocks I've ever seen. I mean, they must be like cricket balls, seriously. The way that they stand on the inside of that corner, they don't even care. They're not even bothered. They're just happy to be there. And fair play to them, I guess. But I suppose if it was real life, that would actually be a reasonable statement to make. But in the meantime, anyway, we're watching Nathan Rutter leading the way. He's got a 2-second lead at the front of the field to the only G. But guys, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to jump into our online lobby. If you've got a PlayStation 4 and Project Cars 2, load up the game. Get involved. Go to online lobbies, get involved in the action that you see here at Motive Racing. Obviously, this is not a league event. We would not be inviting randomers to a league event, but seeing as it's just a random online public lobby, we thought it's always a good idea to get people involved in the action, because there's plenty of people who do enjoy this game, and there's not really enough places out there where you can enjoy the game without the risk of being totally ruined by noobs and people who want to cause problems in the game for no reason. Here you've got a good bunch of racers who, true, make mistakes from time to time, especially around a track like this in these cars. But if we're racing in a proper set of cars, oh no, G's lost the car, puts it into the wall. I think, oh goodness, he's just been mistake after mistake. He's had the pace, but hasn't had the consistency here this evening. I was saying, in a proper track, driving proper cars on this game, you would get vastly different results on a track. You would see a bunch of lads who are dedicated to the racing. They are fully focused on the job at hand each and every time they get out on the track, and it's a totally different vibe once you actually get to the league events. We've got GTEs on Monday evenings, you've got the Tuesday night Clio, the Friday night GT5 Janetta League. On Saturday, we call it Super Saturday here at Motive Racing. You've got the GT3s at 5 PM, BST, that's UK time. And then at 8 p.m. we have the LMP2 Championship. As we see there, Nathan getting loose there, and G is going to inherit the lead once again. These two boys can't stop making mistakes out the front. They just keep trading places, and at the moment it's G who's got the upper hand, and he has had a pace advantage, I would say, in general, over the course of this race. But for how long is he going to keep that lead at the moment? Time will tell us the answer to that as we enter the final sector. Is this going to be the last lap of the race? I think we might be due one more time round here at Bannockbrae. It's going to be pretty close on the timing board, though, I tell you that much. As we see here, it looks like we've got G coming over the bridge now and onto the start-finish straight. So, well, not yet. Not yet. Here he is. So, 23 seconds left on the clock here as he exits the last turn. We're going to have one more lap here. And he is coming up on some traffic here. That looks like it might be Brandon. So Brandon is going to have to be wary of G coming up behind him. He's going to have to move over and allow him to go by. Brandon bins it into the wall. And he collects G with him. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Thank God for that. Oh my God. I thought for a moment that he did. But Brandon, the back marker there, crashing by himself. And that's going to allow Nathan also to get by without any harm done. For that, these boys are able to continue on their way. G looks like he's slowing down a little bit. Maybe to have a bit of a race here with Nathan. Potentially, as we see them coming into the final lap now, and it looks like no, hold on, no, Nathan's binned it. Nathan's binned it, and that's going to be that. G's going to walk away with the victory here on this last lap. It looks like Rusty Robbie's going to fancy second place though, because Nathan does seem to be wavering a little bit here as he comes over the bridge. We've got half a lap left to go here, and it looks like they're also coming up on some traffic once again. That looks to be Schumacher. There, Schumacher very, very kindly moves aside and allows them to take the position there. Good sportsmanship there from Schumacher, and that's what we want to see here at Motive. That is the type of driver that we want on the track. When you're not fast enough, or when you've had a difficult race and the circumstances dictate that you are a lap down, then you need to move out of the way, and that's what these guys are doing. So well done to Schumacher. Take my hat off to him for that. And Nathan Rutter and Rusty Robbie allowed to continue with no harm done in that particular situation. Looks like G is coming past the church now, up towards the high street. It's not really a high street. It's about as high street as it would get around. No, I'm not going to say. As they come around, oh, that's bad of me. I shouldn't say that. As we see here, the only G's coming into the final section of the track, and it's going to be the victory, barring any major catastrophes, coming into this final part. As he drives past the sea of Highland cows and over the bridge now to receive the cheers and the adulation here of the Scottish crowd. The only G comes onto the start-finish straight, and it is going to be victory here at Bannockbrae in the Road A Supercars tonight. Fantastic job here from G. Drove brilliantly all night, had a good battle with Nathan, so in the end came out on top. Nathan Rutter's going to come around in second place here. Solid drive from Nathan. Kept his head. Rusty Robbie in the end is going to complete the podium. Good stuff there. Good to see him keeping at it and sticking to the task. Smoky Devil's going to come around in fourth, and Peanut a long, long way down in fifth place. Unlike Peanut to see him that far back in a race, in any race. But huge congratulations to G for, in the end, what was taking quite a convincing win here. Wasn't completely free of mistakes, but it ultimately had the pace and made the fewest mistakes of the front runners. Not a track where you can have a perfect race. That's obviously a given, being the nature of it. Of course, in real life, it would be the complete opposite. But on this game, you can afford to put it in the wall and bounce off them a couple of times, because it doesn't really, with visual damage, it's not going to affect you too much. So the only G, congratulations to him, Rusty Robbie. Nathan Rutter completing the podium. Smoky Devil and ASL for completing the track. Good shout from those guys. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be having another race here tonight, guys, because I think getting a bit late, and I think a lot of the guys have decided to shoot off. So if that is it, then I thank you very, very much for joining us live on the YouTube stream. And if you want to get involved here at Motive Racing, join our Discord server. All you need to do is click on the link. If you're watching on Facebook, then go to the link in the description. And if you're watching on YouTube, then go to the link in the live comments section on the right, click on that, join our Discord server, get involved in the action. Monday nights, we've got the GTEs. Tuesday night, we've got the Clio. Friday, the GT5 Genesis will be on. Then Saturday night, we've got the double header of GT3s and the LMP2s. Make sure you get involved. Make sure you join us on Discord so you don't miss a piece of the action. We'll see you guys next time. And peace.